But just so you know, like you can go in here, you can adjust the volatility clouds. If you want to make sure you're trading on the proper side of the trend, then use this always until you feel comfortable not using this. By leaving
No,
it,
yeah,
by leaving
Joel
it,
told us. Yeah,
uh-huh.
Joel told us. You said Joel told us that you said check that.
Yeah, if all it does is make sure that you're trading on the proper side of long-term moving averages. So, and relative to the conditions conducive monitor, it's only checking this on this particular indicator, so to speak, is only affecting whether these dots show up as small red or big red. They will not, if it's on the wrong side of long-term moving averages, they will not show up as big red, right? They will not show up as orange if they're on the wrong side of whatever time frame long-term moving average. If you uncheck this and you remove this, then they will show up because it's kind of, you're saying, I want to see the sensitive data and I know enough to know that I'm trading against the trend. I want to do it anyway because I'm going to be in and out. And you can do that. But if you want to always be trading with the trend and like have other, you see how it moved the data over there? Like watch if I uncheck it, you see how this one became deep blue?
Yeah.
So the reason is because when I uncheck it, it's saying the 12 hour is actually blue, right? But when I check it, it's saying the 12 hour would be blue, except for it's above the 200 moving average for the 12-hour time frame. So I'm not going to tell you to short when it's above that moving average, right? So if I go to the 12-hour, we kind of like verify this. When I go to the 12-hour, it's basically telling you in advance, I'm not gonna tell you to short that because you would be shorting into that particular 200 period moving average. And if you look at it, even just on this model, it's actually pretty smart, right? Like this was a heck of a wick, but it held. Here it held. Here it held. Here, all these places it held. So where one person would see that and jump right into a short, the next person who has what I call training wheels on, who has that box checked, they would not, right? Like in this case, that box is checked, which is a protective mechanism, which is why I have it. And so this person would see that only as a small red dot, not a major red dot. So it's like, oh, well, the 6 hour is broken below, but the 12-hour is not yet supporting my success. So maybe I should go examine it. And so this used to kind of be, I think on the movement monitor, my favorite way to do it is on the movement monitor. I like to have it unchecked because it makes this orange line go orange in a more sensitive way. It makes the blue go blue earlier in a more sensitive way. But if I was using it to find positions on an alt scanner, which we have, all these different alt scanners, right? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, all these that I gave you. Some of them aren't loading properly, but they all load. So knowing that we have like all those different alt scanners, um, it's not a bad idea to have that filtration mechanism so that you have just that much better of a chance of not doing something stupid. So on an alt
What?
scanner, I might choose to have it checked and say, only show me the data so that I can interpret it knowing that I'm on the proper side of trend. And I don't even think I have all my alt scanners set that way right now. So if somebody wanted to do that, they'd literally go here, they could click on one, and then they could literally make that adjustment, click OK, and then they could right click, and then they would click apply these to the entire layout. And
While we're
now,
on the chart, I was go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and now it's showing you, it's going to load up all these charts on all these different assets with the movement monitor filtering mechanism done in a way that it only turns orange if it's on the top side of that long-term moving average. And it only turns big red or blue in the case of the line if it's on the bottom side of the long-term moving average. And in effect, what that does is it stops us from doing dumb things like shorting an overall uptrend or longing an overall downtrend, right? Or it at least lets us know, like, what the situation is, so we can decide if we want to take that risk.